Yeah, I guess it's about that time again. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the knows best, and today I'm bringing you guys another Sustain the Industry video. Now, for those of you who regularly follow this series and you've been on this channel for some years now, you already know what it is, and you already know I've said it time and time again. These videos are far and few between, but they pop out whenever I get around to it, whenever I got some stuff to show off. I know a lot of you guys who really enjoy these videos have been asking about it for a minute. Hey, you got any new pickups? You got any new manga? You gonna show Sustain the Industry video anytime soon? And well, it's about that time I drop one. Y'all know what it is. For those of you who don't know what it is, basically these were a series of videos that I've been doing on my channel since the very beginning, where we showcase like all my nerd pickups, you know what I'm saying, all the anime Blu-rays and DVDs, mostly manga volumes, some figures here and there, other little merch, posters, whatever. But yeah, it's mostly manga stuff, although I do have one Blu-ray here to show y'all today. I don't collect a lot of them, but this one was a must for me. So without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into the pickups and we'll just talk about stuff as we show it off. And we will kick it off with that one Blu-ray pickup that we have, and this was a must for the collection. We have Shaman King. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how much or how long this stuff has been sitting here because it's been a whole year since the last time I made a Sustain the Industry video. I can't believe it's been that long because I used to do these every month. But yeah, I forget exactly when this dropped, but I picked it up not too long after and it's just been sitting around ever since. But yeah, the original 2003 Shaman King anime, and I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering what my opinion is on the remake and what I thought of it and that I like it, etc, etc. And I would say that both series have their pros and their cons. I did enjoy what I saw of the Shaman King remake. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'll be honest, I did not finish it to this day, but I will say that I think I might still prefer the 2003, whether it's nostalgia or what. I still like the 2003 version more, and to have it on Blu-ray was a must for me. I'm super happy that they dropped this, and I will be rewatching it at some point at my leisure. Next, we got some manga pickups. Now, you guys know that usually when I do these videos, there's a ton of like stuff that you've already seen time and time again, and it's just the latest volumes, such as like Boruto and Dragon Ball Super and Fire Force. Well, surprisingly, it's been a whole year. I have no new volumes of any of those series to show you guys. Actually, most of the stuff I have to show you guys are brand new additions to the collection. These first two are not, but the rest of it is. So let's just get into it. We have the first volume of Bleach. Now, I own the first volume of Bleach, but as you can see, this is a special 20th anniversary edition. It's a little bright, maybe I can turn my light down a little bit so you guys can see the color a little bit more accurately. Yeah, there we go. That's much more accurate to how it looks in person. But it's this really cool special anniversary edition. Even the spine is white and red. It looks really, really cool. And because of the XX, I know it's like Roman numerals for 20, but it always makes me think Darling in the Franxx every time I look at it. Maybe a pro or a con, depending on who you are. I love Darling in the Franxx, but I understand why people don't. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best series, but I love Zero too. Neither here nor there. Volume 1 anniversary edition of Bleach. I already had Volume 1, but when I saw this go up for pre-order and for sale or whatever, I was like, yeah, I kind of need that. Not to mention, yo, Bleach has been crazy fire. I don't know how many of you guys are watching the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime, so I've never finished the Bleach manga. You know where I left off in the Bleach manga years ago? The 1000-Year Blood War arc, and I didn't not finish it because I wasn't enjoying it. It's just one of those things where like I binge read it from the start, and I read like 400, 500 chapters, however long that is, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a little break, and I just never picked it back up. And I intended to, and I just never got around to it. But I've been watching the anime, and they have been snapping. It's so good. It's way better than I could have ever expected. And if you like Bleach, or if you think you might like Bleach, if you never checked it, bro, you gotta peep it. If you ain't seen it yet, it's some heat. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Genuinely one of the best series that I'm watching right now. And then up next, we have another regular to the collection, and that is the 13th volume of Platinum End. And oh my, I love that prism effect so much. These volume covers are so pretty. I never get over these, man. I never get over these. Platinum End has some of the most beautiful artwork ever and has some of just the best volume designs I've ever seen. And these are such great additions to this collection. Platinum End, I mean, I think most of you guys know about it by this point. I enjoy the anime. I enjoy the manga. I get why people don't. It's made by the creators who made Death Note. I think universally it's considered to have some of the most incredible artwork in a manga, just because Takeshi Obata is just him. But basically, if you don't know about the story, think about Future Diary, but if it was written by the people who did Death Note. That's what this is. Hit or miss with some people, pretty polarizing. I love it, is what it is. We've talked about this plenty of times before. Moving on. Up next, we got a newcomer to the collection. We have 3 volumes of this series, and I definitely need to get more, but it's super adorable. We have the first 3 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate. Here we have Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Now, I think Komi's pretty popular, so most of you probably already know about it, or you might have already seen the anime because that has been airing and stuff. But if you don't know about Komi Can't Communicate, basically it's about this girl who has very, very bad social anxiety to the point where she can't talk with people pretty much at all. And she's trying and she's learning and growing. She meets a friend, or she meets a boy who, you know, wants to befriend her. And obviously there's like a little bit of the dynamic relationship there between whether or not they're going to end up as a couple or whatever. There's somewhat of romantic interest. But honestly, that's not even like the focus of the relationship between these two. It's really about him helping her come out of her shell and, you know, be more open, make some friends, be able to talk to people, and just get over her severe social anxiety. And it's super cute. It's super adorable. Komi's so precious and so wholesome and so sweet. She's a little cinnamon roll and she must be protected at all costs. Yeah, the anime is great. The manga is great. And actually, this is a series that I got interested in because of a Viz manga sampler I picked up at Anime Expo back in 2019. In fact, I think it's back on the shelf. Let me go grab it. Found it. So as you can see, this is the Viz manga sampler from 2019. And then listed on the back here, there are 7 series that are featured within it that give you a little taste of what these series have to offer. So there's Beastars, JoJo Part 4, Kakuryou Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Komi Can't Communicate, My Hero Academia Smash, Snow White with the Red Hair, and Urusei Yatsura. I'll be honest, I never did read all of these, but the ones that I did read were Komi Can't Communicate, My Hero Smash, and Urusei Yatsura. And out of the ones that I read, the one that I liked the most was Komi Can't Communicate. I didn't get into reading the manga right away, but eventually the anime came out, watched the anime, loved it, started picking up the manga. Still got way more volumes to pick up and catch up on. But yeah, it's I'm sure I'm gonna love every single one. Up next, we have another brand new series, and like I said, the remaining stuff is all brand new, but we have another brand new addition to the collection, and this one, it might be the one I'm the most excited about because it's the anime right now I think I'm enjoying the most, and if it's not number 1, it's tied. Actually, there's like 3 right now. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, hold on, that's kind of, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But we have the first 6 volumes of Spy Family. Look here, man. Let me holler at you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. This is gas, okay? It's that fire. If you ain't checking it out, you should go ahead and watch the anime. Now, I think it's incredible, right? But obviously it's a genre that may or may not be everybody's cup of tea. It's slice of life. I mean, there's some action in it and whatnot, but it's not really an action series. So to give you a synopsis, well, matter of fact, let's just read the blurb here on the back of volume 1 to give you an idea, and then I'll talk a little bit about it myself. Master Spy Twilight is unparalleled when it comes to going undercover on dangerous missions for the betterment of the world. When he receives the ultimate assignment to get married and have a kid, he may finally be in over his head. Not one to depend on others, Twilight has his work cut out for him, procuring both a wife and child for his mission to infiltrate an elite private school. What he doesn't know is that the wife he's chosen is an assassin, and the child he's adopted is a telepath. So basically here on the back, you can see we have Lloyd, the spy, and then there's Yor, the assassin, and Anya, the telepath, who was just the cutest, most adorable little thing I've ever seen in a manga or in an anime. The blurb might make it sound a little bit more exciting and action-packed than it really is, and there is some stuff in here, right? And if you're watching the anime, you've definitely seen some stuff, but it's definitely a little bit more slice of life. Like there's the spy, and he has to get a fake wife and a child in order to get this intel from this like high-ranking person whose like son goes to this private academy. Blase. But yeah, it follows Anya, the daughter, I would say just as much as it follows Lloyd. So it's like, who's really the main character? It's kind of hard to say whether you want to say it's Lloyd or Anya. And then Yor plays a large role as well. But I would say she probably takes a little bit of a backseat to those two. But it's great, man. Seeing like all the little mischief that Anya gets into, and obviously with her being a telepath, but no one knows it, is a whole thing in itself. And both Twilight and Yor, I've been calling him Lloyd, but Twilight's like, you know, cover up name, or fake, his disguise name is Lloyd. Both Lloyd and Yor trying to keep their identities a secret from not only everyone else around them, but also each other. So Lloyd doesn't know that Yor's an assassin. Yor doesn't know that Lloyd's a spy. And it's just, yeah, it's great, man. It's a lot of fun. It's really adorable. And the action parts that are in it are great. It's really funny. And Anya has some of the best reaction faces of all time. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend the anime. I believe the second course is wrapping up now. Season 2 just got announced. There's a movie on the way next year as well. And I'm definitely going to be picking up every single volume of this series because it's great. So here we have volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And honestly, this must be right around where the anime is. Yeah, as I flipped this volume open, this is literally the pages I landed on are literally the episode that I just watched today that just came out. So I was pretty right on that. Yeah, there are way more volumes out than the first 6 right now. But much like with Komi Can't Communicate, I just got to catch up. But I got to catch up to everything in my collection at this point, because there are still more volumes of Fire Force and We Never Learn and Boruto and Dragon Ball Super that I don't have yet, that I will be getting around to at some point. And then there's a couple other series I want to start adding to the collection. Twin Sexes I got to catch up on as well. There's a lot going on right now. But moving on, we have one final series I want to show you guys, and it is the complete collection for this series. Actually, real quick, before we get to that, this was mixed in with the stack of these other volumes, and I guess I just forgot about it and missed it. We actually have volume 7 of Spy Family as well. So I'll just go ahead and put that with the rest. Moving on to the final pickups of this video, we have the complete series of something that I'm adding to the collection. It is an incredibly popular title that most of you, not all of you know, most of you like. Some of you might not, but it became like one of the biggest hit sensations in modern anime and manga, and honestly just in all time when it comes to anime and manga, I would say. I mean, it's like some of the records it's broken, the sales that it had have just been astronomical. And with that being said, I'm sure you probably know what it is, but I picked up the entire box set for Demon Slayer. I actually pre-ordered it like a year before it came out, and then I finally got it like late last year or early this year. I can't remember exactly when. And it's right here to my side, but I don't know if I necessarily want to show it on camera because the artwork all over this box has a bunch of spoilers on it. I guess except for this side that just shows Nezuko, so maybe if I'm careful and I just, if I just show this part. But yeah, the artwork on this box actually has a bunch of spoilers on it. I could show the top of it as well without spoiling people. But whoa, careful there. Yeah, this is actually covered in some pretty big spoilers here, so I don't know if I necessarily want to show it off. I mean, if you really want to see it, you could just Google a picture of what it looks like, I guess. But I know a lot of you guys love Demon Slayer, but a lot of you guys are also anime only, so I don't want to, you know, really ruin any surprises for you guys, or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just is what it's. And I also will show off most of the volumes, I think, but some of them I'm not going to show for spoilers as well. But yeah, let's get into that. Oh, and real quick, it also does come with this little booklet, the Demon Slayer Core Special Report. But yeah, also before we move on, well, hold on, let me also show you this poster. Well, actually, does the poster have spoilers on it? I don't remember. It does come with a small poster. No, this is fine. Okay, yeah, I can show this. I can show this side and it's spoiler free. The other side might be a spoiler, so I'm not going to show you guys that, but it is a double-sided poster. One more thing I want to talk about with Demon Slayer before I actually get into showing the volumes is that I like Demon Slayer a lot. I think the manga is good. I think the anime is even better. I think Demon Slayer is one of those few series where the anime actually takes the source material and elevates it to another level with the animation, the music, and everything. And while I do think the animation does a lot for the series, and I do think the anime is really, really well made, shout out to Ufotable for that, I think the idea that Demon Slayer is carried by the animation is complete and total BS, and that's just some stupid shit that hipsters or people who, contrarians, whatever, say just to piss people off, or just because they think they're smarter and better than everyone for having elite taste in anime and manga, which is like the corniest, wackest bullshit I've ever heard. But I digress. Point is, Demon Slayer is pretty good. I like it a lot. I love the manga. I like the anime even more. I do want to say that as somebody who was not reading Demon Slayer like week to week as it was coming out, I binge read it all when I did sit down and finally read it. And I don't think the ending was that bad. I thought it was pretty okay. I remember there being a lot of backlash about the ending when it first dropped. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just more open-minded about it because I have some information that all of you may not have known, because every time I say this on my stream or on Twitter, there's always people who are like, oh wow, I didn't know that. The creator of Demon Slayer had to rush the ending and couldn't give it the proper ending she originally intended because she had a really big family emergency that caused her to have to leave Tokyo and stop what she was doing. And so she kind of wrapped things up differently than how she originally wanted to do it. And it was basically, she took a choice between leaving the series on indefinite hiatus and not being sure when she could come back to it, or wrapping it up as best as she could and then attending to whatever this emergency was that she had. I don't know if more information about that family emergency ever came out, or what became of it, or even how she's doing right now that I think about it. I haven't really heard about anything with that ever since. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. Demon Slayer's ending is an okay ending in my opinion, but it's not even the one that we were really originally supposed to get. And I don't say that to like try to excuse it more so. I mean, I guess I kind of am, but also just to give people information that they may have not had prior, because every time I bring that up, there's always people who tell me they didn't know about it. That being said, though, I rambled on long enough. Let's get into showing some of these volume covers before we wrap up today's video. And here we have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, with the character that I thought was going to be my favorite before I ever got into Demon Slayer, because I heard about a series called Kimetsu no Yaiba for a couple of years before I ever read it or the anime came out, right? But it wasn't something that I jumped on board with right away. I had heard about it being really good, but I just, you know, I don't hop on every single new series that's up and coming and popular. I get around to stuff when I get around to it. But from the artwork I saw and the designs I saw, you know, usually when I see a bunch of characters, I have a pretty good idea of like, oh yeah, that character's definitely going to be my favorite whenever I do get around to watching this or reading it. I was so wrong about Zenitsu. To be fair though, when Zenitsu's asleep, he is my favorite character. I'm not gonna lie, he's the hardest character in the series when he's asleep. But when he's awake, I just want to Falcon punch him in the throat like every 5 seconds. But moving on, we also have Volume 4, Oh, and you're probably wondering who my favorite character is if it isn't Zenitsu. Probably Gyu or Sabito. I won't say too much about either of those characters, but it's probably be one of those two. And speaking of, here we have Gyu on the cover of Volume 5. I don't know if Gyu being my favorite is like a basic pick or whatever, but honestly, Demon Slayer, I like most of the characters. It's kind of hard for me to pick a favorite. Tanjiro is actually up there in contention for one of my favorite characters, which I think speaks volumes about his character and how cool I think he is, because very rarely in an anime or manga is the main character my favorite. There are some out there, such as Yu Yu Hakusho, you know, Yusuke being kind of tied with Kurama for my favorite character in this series. Sometimes I feel like I give the edge to Kurama, but Yusuke is just so cool. Yo being one of my favorite characters in Shaman King alongside Hao. That's another thing too, though, is that like outside of Kenshin, most of the series where the main character is one of my favorites, like there's always somebody else like right there with him. So it's like he's usually not like my clear-cut favorite. But in most series, let's say My Hero Academia or Twin Star Exorcist or Bleach, Dragon Ball, Naruto, like these are all series that I very much enjoy, but the main character in most of those isn't like even a top 5 character, sometimes not even top 10. Ichigo might be a top 10 favorite character for me in Bleach, but he wouldn't be in my top 5, even though he is really cool. But yeah, that's just usually how it goes for me. Moving on, we have Volume 7. Volume 8 with Rengoku, a character who stole the hearts of millions all over the world when the Mugen Train movie came out, which was incredible, by the way. Did like that movie a lot. And then we have Volume 9 with Tengen, another character who stole the hearts of millions, although this one mostly the hearts of women all over the world. And I can't say I blame you. Have you seen this, man? But yeah, man, Tengen, another really cool character. I remember him getting released in the Demon Slayer game, and when he dropped his DLC, I kind of thought about making a video on it, but I just kind of never got around to it. And here we've got Volume 10, another one with Tanjiro on the cover. One of the cooler ones in this series, in my opinion, and definitely one of the better ones with Tanjiro on the front. I like this one a lot. And then next we have Volume 11 with Nezuko on the front. And, you know, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. As we all know, right, if you read or watch Demon Slayer, Nezuko has this like weird ability to like age herself up and down. She can make herself like a toddler. She can also turn herself into like a grown woman. And you know, in her grown woman form, she's got, you know, a little bit of a chest on her, you know what I'm saying, as most women do. And I bring this up not to be a weirdo or anything, but like, I remember, because as you guys know, I collect skate decks. Like you see the Yu Yu Hakusho ones behind me, whatever, and I got some Demon Slayer ones, and one of the Demon Slayer ones I have has Demon Nezuko on it, like adult Demon Nezuko, and it's not like lewd or anything. It's a perfectly normal drawing. I'll put a picture right here on screen of what it is. And I remember some weirdo on Twitter like pointing it out and be like, yo, why does Nezuko have titties and da-da-da-da, and trying to make me seem like the weirdo. And I'm like, cause she's a grown woman, at least in this form. Like, don't try to make me be like the weirdo. You're the weirdo. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest real quick. No pun intended. I swear that wasn't intended. Anyway, moving on, we've also got Volume 12 with a really cool character that I think a lot of you guys are gonna love if you're an anime only. Then we've also got Volume 13. Shout out to my boy Kagi, as you guys know, or you may or may not know, Alejandro Saab, Kagi, Sayu, whatever you may know him as. He actually voices this character. So yeah, Volume 13, actually a pretty cool one, IMO. Then moving on, we also got Volume 14. Volume 15, and you can see there's a GOAT verified tab here that my girl's using as a bookmark. She's actually reading through Demon Slayer right now, and this is the volume that she's on. So there's Volume 15, Volume 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm not gonna show Volume 20 because that one, it may or may not be a spoiler. I don't know. I'm not gonna show it though, but there's Volume 20, and I'll show you the back of Volume 20. Here we have Volume 20. You know, it's pretty. Got some flowers and stuff back there. Then we have Volume 21. Shout out Lady Tamayo. They actually released in the Demon Slayer game, and they were pretty fun to play. I actually liked it quite a lot. He actually kind of reminded me of like playing like Neji in the Storm games. Then we have Volume 22, which is absolutely a huge spoiler, so I will not be showing the cover for Volume 22. Again, try to protect you anime onlys out there. And Volume 23 is a spoiler too. Volume 23 is the final volume in the series. I'm not going to show it. Can I safely show the backs of these? I can, but here we have Volumes 22 and 23. Again, if you guys really want to know what the covers look like, you can Google them for yourselves. For those of you who are watching who are anime only, I'm protecting you guys. So yeah, but that is a complete collection, a complete box set for Demon Slayer. So I added that whole series, and as you can see, there's a big gap. If I turn there in my shelf, or wait, over there, where those volumes actually belong. But yeah, pretty decent size haul, but I used to do hauls of this size like on a monthly basis, but now it's been a whole year and that's all I've picked up. But like I said, I try not to buy too many things just for the sake of having it, and only buy the stuff that I actually really like. And I know that I've talked about, you know, Super Boruto not being that great, but I do still genuinely enjoy those series, even if I don't think they're as good as their predecessors. And they do mean something to me, so I collect those. And I actually am up to date on Boruto, by the way. I don't know if I talked about that at all anywhere in the video, but I actually kind of like it. Is it as good as Naruto? Absolutely not, but it's still the Naruto world and the characters, and I actually like where the story's going at the moment. So that's just me. I'll continue picking that series up. But yeah, like I said, far and few between. These videos come around when they come around, and it'd be like that when it'd be like that, especially when it'd be like that, you know what I'm saying? That's everything I picked up in the last year. What about you guys? What type of manga are you picking up lately? What type of anime are you watching? For me, I'm watching Bleach, Spy Family, Bocchi the Rock is a really good one I'm on right now. If you ain't watching that, go ahead, get on that. And yeah, I'm actually reading through Akame ga Kill from the start all over again, because to this day, I never finished reading all of Akame ga Kill. So I'm on volume 3 right now. That's what I'm reading. Like I said, I caught up to date on Boruto. And I think that's the only things like I'm actually reading right now. Once I read through all of Akame ga Kill, I'm actually going to catch up on the Dragon Ball Super manga, and I'm going to probably start over Twin Star Exorcist from the beginning and then catch up, because I'm several chapters behind. I kind of want to experience it all over again and get back up to date before the big finale. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all this content that I'm bringing you. With all that being said, that's pretty much all today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.